But if you look at these top 7 ribs, they move in what's called a pump handle action, okay? Like an old-fashioned water pump. So if I could lift up his skeleton, you'd hear him going, right? You'd be breathing. But that's because there's a sternum. But these bottom 5 ribs, okay, they move in a completely different direction. They move in and out. Okay, so that means if I was going to try and help this guy pull his diaphragm down, he would decide to have to make this rib cage bigger. If this is dysfunctional, meaning I don't train it, I don't have control of it, I don't even know to stop it from flaring out, then I'm left with this as my only option. Okay, lots of bodybuilders come in with, man, my neck, my scalenes, my SCM is so tight. Well, what you're seeing is the rib cage is going to the neck. The rib, because if I did this normally, said, hey, we go this way. When you see somebody walk in the gym like that, you might think there's something really odd going on with that guy. But if you see this, you'd be like, oh, that's a bodybuilder. Okay, you would see this, right? When you see that rib cage coming up to the neck, and then they go, I don't know why my neck is really so tight. It must be because I'm so big. And what you might see is huge traps here. Say, oh, dude, Josh trains his traps too much. At the end of the day, the shoulder blades are trying to figure out, this trap is trying to figure out how the heck do I help this posture? When the reality is, this is not about down, okay? This is more about in, okay? This direction, okay, of trying to hold your ribcage down is not exactly what I'm really advocating. I'm mostly saying, hey, this skeleton can actually have a ribcage angle right here that is much less than 90 degrees. I see bodybuilders coming in at 150 plus, okay? When they lay down and you see your ribcage fan open, almost like an angle like that, that is a dysfunction, okay? That is something that creates apneas and breathing issues and all kinds of headaches and all kinds of stuff. So what we're going to try and talk about today are some of the muscles and some of the orientations that you might have to work on, whether that's breathing exercises, whether that's understanding pelvis positioning. This curve right here and this curve are completely dependent and actually responsive to each other. These are pro-extended positions, so this guy can calm down. But if this guy is flexed and this guy is flexed, this gets bigger and bigger and bigger. This curve gets wider. This will get deeper, and you'll see more and more of this type of thing. Now, most people argue like a forward neck posture, just fix your neck. Okay, I've had an issue with a bunch of people. I don't know what they see in physio chiro, and yes, I'm picking on one kind of disconnected thing here. But when your neck is forward and they tell you to pull it back, what they're telling you to do is flex your neck in extension. Okay, I would tell you that this is a problem from way down here. Okay, I would tell you doing these does not necessarily solve a forward head position. This forward head position is here for a reason, because the pelvis and rib cage are so far back. Okay, I would solve this problem lower, and I would start looking at breathing stuff that actually starts to compress, and lo and behold, you will see the neck come right back up on top of the body because you gave it more and more help down below. Okay, the head is the last thing that's going to basically stop, right, from trying to stay on your feet. If your rib cage is out of control or you don't even think of it, guess what? Your neck is going to be the thing that's trying to figure out, how do I get something out in front of me?